Do you remember the first time that you met?
I can remember meeting her when I was at Warner Brothers, and she was John Milius's assistant, which was quite a job. Apocalypse was shot at the same time as Star Wars, so
yeah, because that's what John was doing.
Yeah, so it was the very beginning of Star Wars.
Yeah, that's right. He was already kind of a big star. Yeah. Star Wars had already happened.
Had it? I don't think so.
It had happened.
I thought that was during the THX years, where she was always been standing right there in front of me. Because I've been, brooding over who am I going to get and what am I going to do? How am I going to make this work? And ruminating on it endlessly. And then I sort of almost immediately got up. She was in New York, I was in New York, and I just said, hey, let's go have lunch. And I popped the question, and she said yes, and I said, well, you're going to have to divorce Frank first. But
he just changed the name of the company.
Yeah.
From Kennedy Marshall to Marshall Kennedy.
Right.
Took care of that.
So Kathy, tell us about when he first told you that he wanted you to take over the films.
Well, it's as George said, he called me up when I was in New York and he said, let's go have lunch. And I thought we were going to sit around and talk about how the kids were and catch up and that kind of thing. And then halfway through lunch, he said to me, I've been thinking about retiring, and I don't know if you've heard or talked much about that, but he said, I'd really like you to give some thought to stepping in and taking over the company. And I was, needless to say, I was pretty stunned that that's what we were having lunch about. So I had to digest that. But then it was interesting because I answered you pretty quickly.
Yeah.
I said, I would be really interested in doing that. And I kind of surprised myself saying that, because there had been opportunities in my past where I could have stepped into something like this, not like this, but certainly jobs that took me outside of just the filmmaking process. So.
Well, it's like for me, I didn't know what she was going to say, because she had her own very successful career, her own successful company with her husband, making big movies. She had a very full career, and I didn't know that she wanted to have a change of life like I did.
I just love the challenge that it suggested.
What advice do you have for Kathy?
Good luck. No, I mean, I don't have to give Kathy advice. She knows what to do. She knows better than I do. So, I mean, that's the best part about this, is it's not somebody who I have to explain anything to. I mean, I've worked with Kathy for so many years. I mean, it is, well, at least like 35 years. Mm-hmm. And, in close producing together, just working together, and as friends, and, it's a great relationship. And it's just such a perfect fit, because she actually has all the qualities that are necessary to run a company like this that, make it great.